I don't know what's happening. Oops.
That was cool.
Yeah, I learned that from a buddy of mine named King. Oh my god. Jeez. Nice. Nice. Oh my god, I armored it? What? Didn't expect that. There it is.
That was crazy.
Gotta love the super armor interactions. Nice. Oh my god, I'm super dead. Oof. Oh, that's gonna do it. Oh, that was good. Nice. That was a wild first match.
That was wild. That was really good, man.
Yeah. I like doing the heavy battles on Kalos specifically because we kind of just we're both gonna live a lot longer, but we get this like free open space to just kind of do whatever we want. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm not really used to fighting heavies like that. Everybody that I play is usually projectile or zoner.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty nervous when it comes to big people, especially
Right.
DK. I feel like I take it for granted sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
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 Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I had like taken a little jump. GG's,
Yeah.
man.
GG. Yeah, and the DK Ditto, it's funny because like usually we can get that that aerial up B into ledge drop double jump down air on like almost everyone, but into the DK Dittos, like if we both mash up B, you never get a chance to. It's pretty funny. It's like the one character you really don't get a chance to do it unless if they go for like that upward directional air dodge. That everyone gets spiked in that situation, but yeah, DK's
That's
up.
funny. That's funny because I've been doing it a lot lately, and DK is kind of the one person I haven't tried doing it to,
Yeah.
and I tried now, and it did not work.
Yeah, it pretty much just doesn't work against him. It's really funny. It's like it's the go-to spike option that we like, and it just doesn't work on himself, which is kind of cool because everything else works on him.
Nice.
Nice, that was good. Oh wow. Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks. There's a lot of anti-DK tech that's specific to this matchup. I guess I'm catching you with a lot of the super armor stuff. I'm like armoring your armor moves. It's very silly. It's pretty much just the way dittos work. Like whoever swings first loses in that situation if we both have armor, kind of, as long as it's timed a certain way. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, because like I said, I don't really play other DKs, and when I do play DKs, it's like online, and they're usually just like trying to teabag me or do crazy stuff.
Right.
So, I'm not really familiar with some of the things you're doing, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's just like pushing the absolute brink of like armor frames and like range and stuff.
Yeah, you know them down to like, it's crazy.
Like specifically, like if you try to side B and the other DK knows you're gonna side B, you can just like chill back really far, either when they try to side B or especially like, I like to do this a lot too, but this loses to this like really well spaced F smash because DK's giant punch is only active for 2 frames and his F smash is only active for 2 frames too, but the F smash has a built-in like stutter step. It like he pulls back, so like you don't see it that much, but like he just kind of pulls his body back a little bit, but you can do an added dash back right before that too to like give you an even added extra stutter step to like micro space things, like when Lucina is falling in with Nair and stuff, you know they're gonna hold forward with Nair, so you kind of just like chill under the platform, they try to fall in at you like this and you're just like nope, and you just like stutter step back, and the thing is you don't have to micro space it, you can just dash back and then F smash whenever you want. But that's usually what I like to do to outrange people. I like to do the F smash under platforms to like outrange people when they're trying to reach in with aerials where they're just like hoping that they can hit you, but you have this whole platform to protect you from from just falling down on top of you, so you can just kind of go like this. You can also do like, you know, down Bs to try to cover their landing, or of course giant punch. But specifically in the ditto, F smash is a counter option to side B near ledge and giant punch, because if you think about it, like I only have so much distance where I can drift before I have to press the punch. Meanwhile on this side, if I'm the DK defending, I have the whole entire stage to work with in terms of spacing, so I can just retreat, outspace you, and then hit. That's pretty much how it works. It's just like outspacing it. Yeah.
All right, that sounds good. I see, like, when characters do like approach me and attack, I don't really use smash attacks that much. I often try to like tilt them or get them into a juggle scenario. That's how I get a lot of my damage in.
Yeah. No, the F tilt. F tilt's definitely correct.
Doing a lot of like smash attacks, and I feel like I can benefit from doing more. I feel like I would kill more if I did, especially if I started catching up smashes more. But I'll keep that in mind for taking steps underneath platforms and then working on F smashes. Yeah,
dash back F tilt is absolutely the go-to. Just keep in mind, when they are in the KO percent, the F smash will do the trick for you. But of course, it's not a very powerful move across the entire stage. So when you're hitting it, just keep that in mind. They'll have to be at like a pretty high percent in order for it to kill. All right, let's do it.
I tried it again, no.
The other reason that didn't work there is because I outlasted your armor frames. So I know that side B only has armor from frames 5 through 14. So as long as I charge long enough, I can just release it after your armor is gone. And then the F smash will always beat the side. So charge smashes will beat headbutt. A lot of people don't know that, but if you specifically charge a smash on purpose and release at the right time, the headbutt will never work. Because there's a 6-frame gap in between when the armor ends and the hitbox comes out. Which is unfortunate, but if they're not charging a smash, you can still get that armor to work. Nice. Good counter option.
Nice one.
Thanks. We both have the same idea. Oh, no jump. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
I see we have the same thinking in some of these situations. We're both like jumping around, looking for punch opportunities at the same time. It's always good to see. I've actually punched at the same time as other DKs, that we both punch each other and armor on the same exact frame, and we just don't go anywhere. We just take damage. It's great.
That's crazy. I usually have that happen and go through it because like I did it a second afterwards.
Yeah.
That must be pretty exciting to see on stage.
It's pretty rare.
There was a moment where I caught you and I didn't expect for you to get hit by it.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, that was so weird. Double weak back air.
Nice, I was trying to get an up B.
Yeah, some of the only times that F smash is good is when like it's charged. Like otherwise it's too slow. But the reason that F smash can be good is that out of a charge release, it's frame 8. Normally it's like frame 20 or 22, I think. But when you're already charging it, and now someone is like trying to do something, or I mean, that was just a guess. I just released it at a random time, and it ended up working. But it comes out frame 8 when you're charging it, so it's way faster, so you can react with it, and that's what makes it good in my opinion. And also it makes it stronger when you're charging it, of course.
Alright, I'll start giving it a shot.
Yeah.
I think I haven't been really using smash attacks like that the way you are, and
right.
I think I need to start doing so, because it's pretty ridiculous, and you're getting some good range and speed on them too.
Right. And also the up smash, when you do want to start using it, it has this weird, like, it hits behind DK pretty well. Like, behind him, it like scoops him. It'll hit standing characters, like, even when you wouldn't expect it to hit maybe like Wolf when he's standing. If you're facing forward and you do a running up smash, it won't hit him. But if you do a run reverse up smash, it will hit him. Because it has this like weird scooping hitbox. Almost like Rob's, but not quite nearly as good as Rob's scoop into the up smash. But he does have a little bit of a scoop on it. It's weird.
I labbed it a bit, and I kind of noticed that it was able to hit people if I was standing like in the opposite direction of them.
Yeah.
So if, like you said, you mentioned backwards, but I still feel cheated out that we don't have such like
I
have a
know
pull into the up smash, but it does work really well, and like I feel like sometimes it does come out the way I need it to, and it's great when I'm able to hit it. I don't know, I find myself missing quite often.
Yeah, it's pretty committal, and then when you miss it, it lags a lot. But yeah, I definitely want to try using it more. Actually, this is a great matchup to try using it more. Like, say if you go ahead and shield, and I do like an unsafe back air, you can up smash me before I can get out of there. Normally, I just do like a nair or an up air or a back air, but you can up smash before like people can get away. If they do a really unsafe cross up, like I'm gonna do it again, like just go ahead and just try to up smash, like while you're holding, just up A while you're holding shield. I'm gonna try to get away with like a jump. Yeah, I can't do anything, that's free. So like if someone does a really unsafe cross up on you, it's worth going for as a really crazy kill option. That's like, honestly, look at how much damage that does. Like that's
that's pretty crazy. I didn't think about doing that. Usually I just try to anti-air it with this, or like I turn backwards and I do it and I cover with the up A.
And those are great for the low and mid percents, but sometimes we get stuck in those autopilot habits, and then we can just look at their percent and be like, wait, they're at like 110, 120. Let me just up smash, like, and they die. Yeah.
Yeah, I think another thing I need to do is start paying more attention to percentages, because sometimes I'm just like playing and I don't really realize what's going on. I'm just like in the zone.
Right.
So I feel like I need to start doing that more too.
DK can definitely get you into an autopilot mode, because it's like, yeah, I'm just in the flow, I'm just pressing buttons, but like he's also, you can calculate some stuff with percentages real nice with him. Also, I believe you're in my Discord now. If you go to the PDKO bot chat that I have in the archives thread, if you do -DK, boom. I have it muted personally because like, and I would recommend anyone in my Discord to mute this chat as well, because it's going to be popping off with a lot of people just searching for information. But if you go in there and just type in like -DK, it'll tell you the PDKO range, the percent where you can trip from 0 to 82.7, and then the percent that you can trip when you have max rage also. And now all that's really important, because that means like, okay, now we know percents up until where we can down tilt dash grab or down tilt giant punch, and like we know the percents that can work. Sure, like we should still try to react to the trip before pulling the trigger, but honestly, what I've been doing lately is just, if you have a maximum space down tilt, just let the punch fly, because what are they gonna do? They've pressed a button, they get hit, you armor through it and punch them. The worst that can happen is that they counter, so don't do it against counter characters, I guess. But yeah, maximum space down tilt on shield is actually quite safe, and a lot of people, you'll be surprised. Like if you shield here, your reaction is usually to try to grab, and if they try to grab, you just blow them up for it. And that's a great way to kill earlier with DK, especially if like you get the option select. If you're like near the ledge you can down tilt and like, do I want to go for the dash grab into the PDK confirm, or do I want to just let the giant punch fly? Chances are you will know that answer depending on their percent. If you know like the confirm percents, yeah.
That's great. You know, like you mentioned, like tripping people and doing like a giant punch. It's like I stopped doing things like that because I felt like people were like expecting them to happen, or like when I hit the like aerial hand slap, and sometimes you can catch a giant punch off of it.
Right.
I feel like I don't go for them too often, and I let them slide by more than they should.
Yeah. I used to never believe in it because I'm like, why am I gonna run up and down tilt when there's a chance that there's a 60% chance that it won't work? It's a 40% trip rate, but that's a 40% chance trip rate. That's a big chance that they're gonna trip. So it's definitely worth going for. I've been embracing it more. I like to call it just you gotta believe. Sometimes.
Yeah, no, I feel that too. It's just like I guess I haven't been believing as much in it. Like especially in just following up with the giant punch. I usually do with another option. Maybe like when they trip, I'll do the hand slaps. So they pop in the air, and I'll try to get an up air string going, but never just straight into the punch. And I guess I should just let it go. And
the better you get at it too, like if you see people respecting the down tilt on shield, and then the fact that they're respecting punch and they're holding shield, that gives you, honestly, if they're expecting giant punch, that gives you a free dash grab. Like, you get conditioning off of that. Just running off, people get really scared, and you get to now control the game play a lot more. If we both know what I'm looking for, which means they're going to be panicking and throwing out a lot more defensive options. If you're running around going like this, like they're really scared, you know? So they're going to be rolling, spot dodging.
I fought a snake the other day that was doing that, and I was spacing him out with like down tilt, and he kept thinking that I was gonna dash attack into him, so I was just running in and just grabbing him. And
exactly.
I was okay with exchanging damage with him because like he's not gonna be on the better end at that at the beginning at least, you know. So I'll start giving that giant punch more of a shot.
Yeah, I honestly, dude, like you'd be surprised. I mean, obviously it'll work better on quick play, but it's way better obviously on hit confirm. I've even been doing like down tilt, they get hit, it doesn't trip, but they're still panicking and they roll back, so I run past and giant punch. Actually, when the percent is higher and down tilt starts tumbling, you can actually do, a lot of times when you down tilt people, they are DIing in, so they're not expecting to, they're not DIing up and away like they should be to get away from potential follow-ups. So they'll be DIing in, so they might splat on the floor, they might stay closer to you. So you might get down tilt, run, tech chase, giant punch. This is like really situational stuff. But at high percents, I've been able to get down tilt, run, back air because people are still holding in, and you shouldn't get follow-ups off it, but you actually can. So that's like some like Smash 4 level, like end of the meta level tech that I kind of started discovering, where it's like DI dependent. If you down tilt them, specifically point blank, and they're at high percents, I guess you could have just maybe done something better than down tilt, but if you happen to down tilt them and they're at a high percent and it clips them, you can chase after with a back air, maybe tech chase giant punch, tech chase grounded up B, grab is probably enough at that point if they're close to ledge, and then you just go for the cargo kill.
Okay, that sounds good, because I didn't, like I mentioned, I didn't play Smash 4, so I don't really know much about like how the mechanics or the way people play it. I occasionally fight people who I can tell they played Smash 4, but like I myself never did, and I've been playing DK since pretty much the beginning of Ultimate.
Right.
I played and I did really well one day, and my friends were like, just keep doing it. And I always loved watching one of my friends play DK in Melee. So I kind of play it because like of him, but I really enjoy him, and it's been fun because before that I just played Link for a long time. So it's a bit different now being a grappler and like. Right.
Honestly, dude, you didn't miss much not playing DK in Smash 4. Honestly, I didn't like the way DK played personally. He was very linear. It was a lot of this. It was a lot of just this. This is all people were doing. They were just looking for grabs because the window to get the aerial cargo up throw up air kill was so big. It was like 20 to 30% on some characters. So there was not ever a point to do anything other than just grab, and it just felt very like forced.
Yeah, that's funny. I lost to a DK in this tournament that was kind of doing that to me, and I had no idea really what was going on. And I was just like, I'm not really sure what's happening.
Yeah, some DKs still play that way, and so you have to know that actually the meta that would have helped you is playing the Smash 4 DK Ditto, is that it is, you have to pretend that like DK is like ice climbers in that game. Like if you get grabbed, chances are you're going to take 50% or die. So you have to play super well spaced, retreating spacing, down B, anti-grab, you know, make the floor lava with down Bs and stuff, and platform camp. Like, you'll see people will do that now in this game too. When they platform camp you, it's annoying. Like, they will do it. They're not trying to get grabbed. So
I've seen it a couple of times.
yeah. Alright, so we can fight it out, but I definitely appreciate the discussion, and like, again, I've been playing DK since Brawl, so I have a lot of insight to offer in terms of specifically this matchup or just with DK in general.
Yeah, so I mean, I pretty much just dislike dittos. Even when I play Link, I dislike Link dittos. Young Link, it drives me crazy, but I'm cool doing some of the matchup. I also want to learn how to just get better. I feel like I do so much worse during DK dittos than I do fighting other characters. I feel like I'm totally okay with just fighting other people. Like, I love fighting characters that give me a challenge. Like, anybody that is like, you know, designed to like go against what we do, it's pretty fun for me to try to figure out to get around that.
I have some other characters I can throw at you too that I also play at not as high level as my DK, but my Bowser I would say is a co-main. My Cloud is up there, my jiffykong's getting up there. I would say Bowser's probably my second best.
I struggle against Bowser,
yeah,
so that would be cool.
Yeah.
He's another character I'm not too fond of fighting. Like, I kind of do because it's cool, but at the same time, I missed out. I didn't really play Brawl, or Brawl was like a party game for me, and Smash I didn't play. Smash 4 I didn't play. I only played Melee like a lot, and so I missed out on a lot of characters like that. But we can run some of them if you want to just give me
absolutely,
how to move.
Absolutely.
Better kill options, like the tips on the smash attacks have been doing great. Like, I appreciate those a lot. But like you mentioned, having damage percentage, like specific things, I'm really specific like that, and I'll lab them like crazy and just like be methodical about them. So I'm cool with learning things like that as well.
Absolutely. And you'll notice once we start running the DK Bowser that the matchup changes entirely. Like, Bowser pretty much dictates neutral, and you have to play defensive around him. It's like a mini game. The mini game is avoid fire, avoid up B out of shield, avoid nair, and avoid side B command grab. If you can avoid all those things and like bait them out and punish him for trying to do those things, then you'll do fine. But if you're getting caught by those things, like, your stocks will disappear very quickly.
Yeah, I feel like that's how you have to handle like zoners. And the one thing that ends up killing me about Bowser is I get past all that, and then I really do forget about the command grab. And I feel like I get command grabs quite often against other characters. It's something that just happens. I get caught up in it. Like, I know how to defend against it, but I will take stupid damage from dumb things. You know, like it's
hard not to. It could be a dumb thing, and that matchup could literally be the fact that you dashed forward. In your dash frames, you can take 40 damage from the fire. It's like, it's very silly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's like, it's different because when I play Young Link, I'm pretty hard to hit. But as DK, it's just like, cool, I'm gonna just take 60, but I'll be fine.
Right. Yeah, and that's just kind of how DK works. As long as he's making the proper trades, like, especially say if you're fighting, I was just talking about this earlier with someone else. If you're fighting a Young Link, if you take 100 damage against the Young Link, but you did 60 to him, the matchup's even, and he's in death percent. So as long as you now hit him first, it was even, and now you're winning. So that 100 down, it's like a tax that DK has to pay.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I was fighting a Young Link before we did this, and he pretty much got me to like 120%, but he made poor shield decision, and I broke his shield, and he landed on the platform on small battlefield, and I killed him with like a fully charged up smash at 52, and I thought I had made the wrong decision, but I just didn't know I was gonna kill him like that.
Yeah, rage is a powerful thing with DK. Again, that's one thing that you probably missed out on. I would probably say the most in Smash 4 was the fact that rage was a very janky mechanic that was very unbalanced in that game, and it disproportionately benefited heavies, because when they had max rage, because they were going to get there often because they could survive, they would just kill you, dude. Like, they were so powerful with rage. But they definitely toned it down. It's a bit more balanced now, and rage does still make a difference. Particularly, I would say, with Giant Punch and Grounded Up B are the two moves that I'm sure you've seen, that when you have a max rage Grounded Up B, that you're killing people at like absurd percents. So.
Yeah, I started realizing that my up B was a lot more reliable. Like you said, a lot of the times I wasn't really believing in what my move can do, so I try to take the safer option, which usually kind of ends up in death, like when you don't pick the right option.
Right.
But I feel like I'm starting to see better things because of the way you were moving with DK and doing smash attacks.
Nice. Ooh, that was good. Good bait. Should be. Yeah.
Definitely
On those side Bs, make sure when you're trying to survive that you're holding down and away on those, because that will keep you alive the longest. Nice, yeah, that will make me explode at that percent.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Is like I have no idea what Bowser really does.
This is what Bowser does to you the first time you fight a good Bowser. This is what Leon did to me the first time I played him. I actually died to that side B at 0 3 times against him in a best of 3 because I was just like, I was getting wildly caught off guard by when he would throw them out. But the key is just like, if you're near ledge, always expect it. If they're up a stock, it's so worth it for them to go for it because it just ends the game. It's like, it's basically a like a Ganon side, but they could do it from anywhere. Like, it's kind of crazy. But you can manipulate the DI on that. The way that works is whoever has the lower percent has more control over the DI of the move. So as long as you're not getting caught by it near the side of the stage, you'll be all right. And then when you do get caught by it, just make sure you're holding towards center immediately. Don't wait. Don't anticipate. You do have to anticipate that it's going to happen, but don't wait. Just definitely start holding towards center right away. If you try to react to it, it's too late. You're already probably getting killed by it. Nice. Ooh, that was good. Oops, thought I would snap ledge.
Nice. Yeah, I had no idea you were gonna go for the command grab.
Yeah, it has some really crazy aerial disjoint range, actually. The aerial one is super crazy. That's the one that will catch you off guard just because of the fact that it goes so far.
Nice, man.
Yeah. Again, like this matchup is honestly, it just comes with exposure. When you have a little bit more exposure to Bowser, you're like, okay, he has an aerial smash attack in a back air. His back air might as well be his forward smash. It's very silly. I wish our back air was that strong, but our back air is good at literally everything else besides killing early, so that's fine. And then the other thing to be aware of against Bowser the most is his up smash. Like, you can't ever land on him because his shell has invincibility or like intangibility, so it'll just like eat moves. It'll eat anything you throw at it and then just kill you because it's like honestly a ridiculous up smash. I'm pretty jealous of that up smash.
I fought one Bowser in like my whole time playing in like tournaments. Because I mean, like I live in New York, but I only fought one Bowser, and he was pretty good, but I don't have the experience. Like,
yeah.
The Bowser that I know is melee Bowser, dude. So when I fight a Bowser and they're moving the way like we move as DK, I'm really confused by like what's happening.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like,
well,
you caught me with like a nair and then a back air, and you were trying to set me up, and I had no idea that was going to be a possibility. It was kind of crazy. And like you said, a lot of his moves seem kind of creepy. Like they're really like just in there and like sneak up on you.
Yes.
Like, disjoints. Like
even his get up attack.
Way below it, you know, and you still get hit by it.
Even his get up attack. This has the most range in the game, and he like starts to look like he's in wind up, and then he just kind of boom, like it just comes out real fast, and it goes super far. Like even goes beyond I think what the claw shows. So yeah. The side B. I just want to point this out. If you ever fight against Bowser's, like. You see the range that it has on the ground? Like that is true to the animation. The aerial swipe, this is a lie. It's a total lie. It goes about 3 times, it goes about maybe 2 to 3 times the range of what it shows.
I know, I saw you smack me out of the air from like underneath before like really was like you were up to grab me, you know, realistically.
Yeah.
Like I saw how you swooped me up and it was like, okay, that's cool.
And another key is that against Bowser, when you're on a platform, it's better to lay down and just wait than to tech, because if you tech, they're always gonna side B you. Or if you lay down and then roll to the left or right, they're always gonna side B you. If you're on a platform, if you shield for a split second, they're gonna side B you. So if you get tech chased, it's better to miss the tech if they're like really, really far away. If they're close, if you miss tech, they're gonna back air you, of course.
Okay, that's actually excellent. You just gave me a question.
Yeah.
So you know when you fight Jigglypuff, they kind of do a similar thing, but they do sing, right?
Right.
What's the better option for us? Like, I usually don't have a hard time with Jiggly, but that does happen. I've noticed I've got caught with it one time. Like, I lost 2 stocks because of it. But what do we do in that situation? Because I figure with like physical attacks, just like I can play possum almost, you know?
Right.
And like can kind of fool the person, but like I find myself getting put to sleep that way.
Well, I wonder if you're laying down. I don't think you can be put to sleep because you're in like a prone state. I think you need to be in an idle, like standing state to be put asleep. So, but if you're already laying down on the floor because you missed tech, I want to say you're immune to sing.
I felt like that was the case too, because like I was trying to think of like different ways, and I was like, well, I can't get paralyzed when I'm on the ground by like a zero suit, like if she tries to. So what can I do to avoid Jiggly sing? But
yeah.
I don't really. The only way I get tested is by testing it, and I don't really want to.
Right. I feel like in general, if you get caught under a platform by sing, and then they do like up air into jump sing, you're just kind of probably screwed anyway. Like, because they can always react to whether or not you tech. Yeah, they can jab lock you into sing. They can probably just rest if they react to the missed tech. So it's like, it's just a situation you probably don't want to be in, because they're probably just going to rest you out of it anyway, or they're going to like short hop up air fast fall jump rest or dare rest or something.
Okay.
But it really just comes down to just avoiding the first sing, or when you do get put onto a platform, if you know they're going to tech chase with sing, if you have enough momentum, depending on your percent, you can also try to ledge slip off the platform too, by purposely missing the tech and then DIing down and away and slipping off the platform instead of actually landing on it. Yeah.
I actually didn't know you could do that, because like I remember May, like if you got hit sometimes hard enough, you would slide on the ground and you can kind of like move, like walk against the pressure. Right. I didn't know you could slide off the stage.
Yeah,
like that.
That's something particularly that's not going to really work until the higher percents where you have enough momentum to slide off. At the percents where Jigs is doing stuff, it probably won't work. But
I live to like 190 or 200, and I keep trying to fight, so I'm used to like hitting the stage and flying and like trying to survive to win. So that's really helpful to know. I didn't know you could just do that and hit off platforms like that. Yeah,
there's also a tech where I believe if you directional air dodge down and back toward ledge, certain characters it works with that have good enough airspeed. I believe DK is one of them. Either on the edge of the stage or on platforms. If you're in like tumble, and you don't want to land on the platform, you can directional air dodge down and back, and then hold back, and you can, that momentum will transfer. So you will actually slip off. So that's another way to do it. There's like, I believe there's a video on it. I could probably find it and send it to you.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I didn't know you could do things like that.
There's
like,
a lot of crazy tech in the game that people haven't really been implementing like regularly, I would say.
Okay, yeah, I'm down to explore stuff like that because like I feel like I can do more as DK, but I don't really necessarily know what that would be. Like, I mean, exposing like the armor options was cool to see you do, and I feel like just tossing out F smashes instead of some of my tilts. Because I used to do tilts, I mean smash attacks with my stick, and now I do tilts, so it's a little weird for me at the moment.
If you want better movement options, specifically when escaping from disadvantage, something that I would recommend instead of teching with DK that's huge, and I really try to push this, is actually I can kind of show you. I don't know if you use it already, but have you heard of A landing?
No, if you tell me like what it is, maybe I'm kind of familiar with like doing it, but I don't really know like terminology.
So when you're in tumble, like you're flipping around, right? Normally what you can do out of it is like an aerial or like a jump, but like you have to wait until you hit the ground when you're flipping around before you can tech, right? But when you're flipping around like that in tumble, it's actually better to input an aerial right before you land and then actually fast fall it right before you land.
I've been doing that with my Nair because I found that it's like my faster option than dodging, because like I got like beat up one time by me, and I was like, no, there has to be a smoother thing. So I like go for like a Nair to try to interrupt things. I try Nair, and it's like if I know I can get it, maybe I'll go for an up air. But I know about like breaking out of things with like an aerial instead of that.
The key here is that you actually, the reason this is so good is because Nair, I believe the auto cancel frames on it are 1 through 9, meaning the frames before the hitbox even comes out. Every frame leading until the hitbox starts, I believe, you can auto cancel. You don't want the hitbox coming out on this Nair. What that allows you to do is it allows you to cancel out of your tumble, as opposed to if you teched in place, you have to wait for your tech flip spring up into place before you can now shield, right? You have some iframes, but you also have vulnerability before your shield comes out. Tech in place can always be punished. Whereas with a Nair, you can actually auto cancel the Nair into the ground, whether it's just pressing A right before you land on the ground. Again, it's frames 1 through 9 is the window. I like to extend the distance where you can go for this by doing a Nair fast fall. So now you're actually still landing on those 1 through 9 frames, but you can do it from a further distance away because you're fast falling. So you're like staying in those certain frames. It's kind of hard to explain unless I show you. So I'm gonna go DK really quick just to show you.
If you could do DK, because you know what, like I don't play good DKs like at all, and I feel like if I like play with you, it would help me understand to see like what you can do against a DK, even if I'm at the receiving end of it.
Yes.
I feel like it's more beneficial for me right now.
Exposure is the best method always.
Oh yeah.
When you haven't been exposed. Yeah, and I'll try to point out the instances when I'm doing the A landing there. I think it's actually a key for DK to be using. So I waited for your armor frames to start first before doing punch. So I knew that my armor frames would outlast it, because they both have 10 frames of armor, so.
That was really good. I don't, like, I feel like you know how to fight DK really well right now.
Yeah.
And Zero is like helping me. Just labbing it out. It's awesome. I feel like I need to learn how to do more things like that.
Okay, so when I'm hitting dash attacks, what I'm doing is I'm particularly looking for those percents, of course, where you can go for back airs, but it's not just that. You have to know how many of the back airs are true, and then I think I spoke to you about this too. I was because this is just a topic I had been going over recently, so it was fresh in my head. So like, say if you dash attack someone at 15, that's the perfect juicy percent where you can now start going for back airs, but you know that you're only gonna get like 1 or 2 back airs true out of that. So after the 1 back air, you can even just do 1 and then bait out their defensive option. So if I know that in disadvantage your habit is to try to double jump, then I will let you double jump and then double jump with you and continue back airing. Or if I know that your habit is to try to mash up B, I will respect your up B and then punish. Or if I know your habit is to try to air dodge to get out of the string, I could do the dash attack back air, wait for it, and then double jump down air. So like, you have to have just a read on their defense. It's like once you have data on them, now when you're going for this combo, instead of just trying to go for dash attack back air and just try to like let it kind of like go by itself, sometimes that will work. If you just kind of just mash back air and then just hope that it works, that they might time their double jump wrong, you'll clip them during your double jump, but it's much better to know how many of the back airs or how many of the up airs or whatever you're going for is true, and then knowing when, as soon as it's not true, what is their defensive option, because you have that data, because you've been fighting them and you've seen what they like to do to get out of disadvantage. Like, that's where DK thrives the most, I think. Punishing, once you have the download, like, oh yeah, I know they like the double jump. We all know the cargo down throw double jump fair, that you like to catch people that like to double jump at disadvantage. It's a very similar concept to that. But what I'm doing is I'm doing dash attack, attack cancel back airs. So I don't know if you utilize attack cancel at all. It's something particularly easier to do with a GameCube controller, and with my specific control scheme, yeah. But it looks like you're totally fine at hitting the back air, so you don't need to apply it to your game if you don't already have it learned. But I do like to teach this because I feel like it's really, really important just to have attack cancel back air in DK's in his arsenal, because of the fact that you can just do it at any time. You can do it out of a walk, you do it out of a foxtrot. Particularly, I do it out of dash attack. I dash attack, and then as soon as his mouth opens, I input the tap forward into back C stick into jump within 2 frames of pressing C stick, and you'll always get a frame perfect buffered back air. Again, I didn't ask you yet if you had been using that, or I'm sure you've heard of the tech, but it's really, really, really good with DK.
So it's weird. So I use the GameCube control. I do it like manually, like inputting everything, like running, like flicking my like joystick. Okay,
so you do the other way. You do the instant reverse aerial rush. That one actually has more applications because you can short hop or you can full jump out of it. So that one's also very good.
I do that one a lot, but I'm capable of doing the one you talk about with like the C stick, but I feel like it's something that like I recently learned how to do since Ultimate came out, and it's not like fluid, and I feel like I have to like still think about it a lot of the times before like it comes out. It comes out, but like it's not as like reliable as the other version for me. Okay,
got you. Yeah, I would say once you really implement your control scheme to work around it, that it becomes second nature after like once you change your controls, because I do think changing your controls for this is necessary. Like, you need a trigger jump if you don't already have one.
Yeah, I use L to jump as well, and like I mentioned, so like my Z button actually broke, so I'm using X to grab, which is new for me. It's like a new thing right now.
Right.
I'm not grabbing as much as I used to, because it's like not like 100% comfortable at the moment. But I jump with, I'm applying all of the tech that you're mentioning right now alongside of like practicing the way that I still play, because like it's all stuff that I'm learning through Ultimate.
This is something new too to this game. Like, of course we could do the back airs, but at some percents when we dash attack, of course we can do chase and then do a normal up air. However, we can also do an attack cancel reverse up air, which is something that I haven't been utilizing that much yet, but I think it'll be particularly useful against floaty characters, like say, like Luigi. If they DI up and in, they're in like that weird spot where if we try to back air, it's like a blind spot. It's like up and in, so we can't hit them. So you kind of like have to up air. But since he's floaty and like weird, if you up air facing forward, like your up air comes out where we need it to, it's like in front of DK, so it's the latest hitbox of up air. So like they have time to air dodge, and it's just like, it could be weird against the floaties, but I think this is something that I want to try to lab more against certain characters, where this might actually be better, is to dash attack reverse up air, because the up air comes out behind DK first, so it'll come out as soon as possible.
It's it's great. You use like a good character, because I have done that to Luigi, because I've noticed that a lot of the time when I would try to hit him with a back air after I would dash, I'd get caught up in like the cyclone and would like throw me off to the side. But I started noticing if I did do the like my up air, it would like hit him underneath often, when it would be able to interrupt before it would have like those ridiculous invincibility frames. And
I think a key there too is that the reason that they're DIing in is because it's Luigi. He doesn't want to not DI or DI away to escape that combo, because now he's getting put off stage if you back air him, and he knows that that's probably almost certain death. So I feel like that's why a lot of the times it's his character weight, the floatiness, and also the fact that they're just gonna hold in because they'd rather take a hit from an up air than take a back air and be put off stage. So that's where I feel like optimizing your combo tree is character based, depending on again, like how much you care about styling your up air. Of course, we talked about you mentioned that you don't even really go for the PDKO combo because of the fact that it seems like your playstyle is derived around juggling with up airs, which is totally fine, because that's an amazing juggle tool, and that's something that you should be doing. And I don't do very often because I go so much for like saving up air. That's a big flaw for me still, is saving my up air too much and not using it when I could just juggle it for like 2-3 hits and like massive damage. But that's a Smash 4 habit of not going for up air, keeping it fresh so that I can get the grab and then get the kill confirm. But that you could do both. You could juggle with up air tons on one stock, then lose your stock, come back, everything is refreshed, and now, oh, I'm invincible. Oh, you're at the perfect percent. I'm gonna fish for a grab for the first 3 or 4 seconds because I'm invincible. I might as well, and then get the kill confirmed. So that's where, like, that's a way that it's yes, it's predictable, but it's so worth fishing for when you're still invincible upon respawning, and you have a read on someone's defensive habit. Like, you know that if you run at someone, they're gonna spot dodge or they're gonna roll back or something like that.
That's great to know, because like more often than not, I instead just go for like to getting the wind up punch, which I like enjoy having. But at the same time, I feel like if I could get a mix up now where I'm using my invincibility frames to actually get a kill, that'd be great, and probably more preferable than the giant punch, because I could just wind up after I get the kill.
I would also recommend going for a run up down tilt in that situation. If you know that they're going to be able to possibly trip, even if they don't trip, honestly, this will work really well online because people won't react well to it, or they will do a defensive option out of getting hit by down tilt. But it's important to know that if down tilt does not trip, it is unsafe on hit if you do not space it correctly. So okay. If you saw when you down tilted me up close, I think earlier in the match, I could literally do anything I want. I could grab you. Like, if you go ahead and down tilt me up close, okay, and then see if it doesn't trip me, I can grab you. So I can, any character can do some, other characters can do some really scary things during that time. Like,
I've noticed that happen a few times, and I've also thrown out like a tilt or a forward tilt and have characters like grab me.
Yeah.
Which has been pretty extreme and ridiculous at moments. It's usually pretty scary, but I didn't even think about just running up on somebody and just down tilting.
Yeah, make sure when you do that it's at the maximum spacing, because if it's at the maximum spacing, it can be safe, even on shield, and that's when you're gonna get people to whiff like shield grabs or like try to drop a button and then like hit you with one of their tilts, and that's when you giant punch. If they drop shield after the maximum space down tilt, that's when you giant punch.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah. Try to keep the spacing on those down tilts good, and you'll be good. You'll be fine. Even at the low percents, like well spaced down tilt should be all right.
Nice. Mess that up. Nice. Nice.
Yeah. So the cool thing about Giant Punch and Charge F Smash on shield is that, first of all, it does a ton of shield damage. So that's something that, as a topic that isn't talked about enough, is that shield damage. DK is a great character at dealing shield damage, which now allows you to play comfortably more aggressively because they don't have a shield to stop your attacks. So
I started realizing that,
yeah,
fighting like Snake and catching like the reverse giant punches that were getting me like shield poke.
Yeah.
But I wanted to mention it to you and bring it up as like topic, but I didn't really know. Like I figured it would happen and come up like a conversation.
Right.
Sort of like tech you've been mentioning. It's interesting though. I don't know. I don't really apply it too much to heavies. I'm able to take care of it with like smaller characters easily and like the Fire Emblem cast for some reason. But characters with shields like Yoshi or like big characters, I'm a little bit more. I don't really get as many shield breaks on them.
Right. And I wouldn't say particularly shield breaks are what we should be looking for. It's more the shield poking that we like. So if you hit like something like a down B on shield, that damages shield so much that you unlock now Giant Punch. They can't block that. They have to time a block. They have to time a spot dodge or like do something to get out of there. If they happen to continue shielding when you Giant Punch, it's a free shield break. But what I like to do when they're in the corner and that they're at kill percent, people will try to hold shield a little bit longer when you hit their shield with something like an F smash, because this doesn't do as much shield damage. However, if you block this and then they continue holding shield, look how low it is. Like, you can do an immediate grounded uppy. Something that you unlock when the shield damage is present is they cannot block grounded uppy anymore. Because it's so many hits and it's multi-hits, it will always poke them. So if they're in the corner, if you just do something like Giant Punch into grounded uppy, boom. It's a relatively simple setup. If they continue holding shield, you just hit them. They can't block it. They have to take the hit. So it really catches people that are like passive in their shield, or they're like cautious or careful. They're like, okay, well, I just don't want to die because I'm at like 1,000,000%. If DK goes for dash grab, like sure, I'll like roll past them or spot dodge or something. What they don't expect is for you to throw out as a mix-up a grounded uppy right away, or maybe a Giant Punch right after.
Yeah,
so
I've been having these like little epiphanies of like these things you're mentioning, like by playing certain characters and seeing how tiny their shields are, and just knowing that like they have to take this Giant Punch if I throw it out now. Like there's no other option for them.
Right.
So it's good to talk about it. Your shield broke and you were at 0%. Like, what do you go for if you get shield breaks at 0%?
Oh, at 0? Generally, you're not really going to be able to kill them, even if they're at the edge of the stage. So, like, just make sure that you can at least hit them and they're not going to fall off. Like, maybe nudge them over a little bit. And then you just really don't want... You want to keep it simple. Just do as much damage as you can. So if they're at 0, you want to do a full jump, down air, grab, cargo up, throw, up air. and just for it's like 52% or something. It's a lot of damage. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That's good to know. I figured you can't really get too much out of it, and it should be played safe. But I was just wondering if you have anything that you go to when that happens.
Yeah. Sometimes
it's happening at times, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes when they have a little bit of damage on them, you can go for this, but this is fake. Like if they just DI in, it's fake. But if they have like 15 or 20% damage, you can do a full jump down air into short hop down air. And if they do no DI or DI away, then they'll get spiked. But if they DI in, they'll land on the stage. So it shouldn't really ever be used if they know the proper DI, but I have landed on people that don't know the proper DI.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about with the double down air on near the ledge. So I guess that's cool. I think I would go for the cargo option that you mentioned.
Something else you can do when you know that fully charged F smash or giant punch is not going to kill, say at like 40 here, yeah. But you break someone's shield. This is something I've been labbing. Your shield doesn't have to be broken for this. I just want to kind of just demonstrate it. Yeah, you could do that. So the way that this covers all DI too. So the way I was doing it is jump off the stage, full jump back onto the stage, down air while drifting in. So that way, even if they DI in, you can still catch them with a giant punch. As opposed to if you do a full jump down air this way, or like even in place, they can DI in and like the punch might sour spot or miss or send them the wrong way. Whereas if you run off stage, double jump back on and space the full jump down air, you will keep your momentum going in so that you'll slide in a little bit when you land and you're gonna cover the DI in. And that will work at those juicy like 30-40%. Like I put you at 40 because you're heavy, but other characters that will work at like 25-30%. And it does as much damage as possible, and it can also combo, so that's worth labbing.
So I practice things like doing like a down air, coming back onto the stage, and then trying to land like another down air to spike off stage. I've hit, I believe I hit a Ryu with the aerial hand slap into the giant punch, but I wasn't sure if like practicing things like that in the lab are necessarily like, should I be doing them non-stop, getting them down?
I would just stick to, honestly, just keeping it simple. I would keep in mind that depending on the down B, like if you're hitting both hits of down B, the first hit forces them to be airborne, and the second hit now they can tech. Because now they're airborne. You can't tech grounded hits, right? So like if you're grounded already and you get hit, you can't tech the floor. But if you're airborne, specifically aerial hand slap is susceptible to this. If you get both hits, they can always tech the second hit up until like 80-90%, something crazy, like until it becomes like a kill option. I think for a pretty long time they can actually tech the second hit if you get both hits, so that's something to keep in mind. Whereas if you do just the second hit, they can't tech that. So if you space it proper, if you land just the second one and then you can go for your giant punch, then it'll be guaranteed. But that would require you to then land that second hit as close to the ground as possible. That actually changes bounce heights also. So if you ground bounce them, they will not go as high as if you get both hits of down B. And then now the first hit makes them airborne. The second hit is now spiking them when they're airborne. When you're being spiked while airborne, you bounce off the ground farther away. So that can determine if you're trying to go for up smashes afterwards. That's why particularly, if they're at a high percent, I like to go for the B reverse down B into up smash, because like in general, you're only really hitting the second one, and that's the one that you really want to hit. Whereas if you get both hits, that one is now techable and will bounce them higher. So there's a little bit less of a, it doesn't really come into play too much. Like generally you're still gonna be able to up smash them if they're at the right percent, but that's just something to keep in mind, that does come into play sometimes. You might not realize they bounce at different heights. It's because depending on which aerial hand slap hit you started hitting them with, they'll bounce different heights.
Yeah, I've noticed when I was trying to lab out some combos on Pokemon Trainer that they would bounce differently depending on if I caught the first hit of the aerial hand slap.
And if you get both hits again, that is techable now. The second hit is techable. I've seen people tech it at 70% all the time, and I'm just like, okay, well.
Yeah, I've had it start happening recently, and I'm like, all right, I guess that's fine.
I guess you can get a tech chase off it then if you know they're gonna tech, but that's kind of harder to deal with. Yeah, full jump nair to punch is always a good setup. Something else I really believe in that a lot of DKs don't do much is just that, like, the chasing, reading double jump, reading double jump and chasing with full jump reverse nair into back air, because it will combo if you make the read on the defensive option like a double jump, and the nair just lingers way longer than a back air would, and the late hit just sets up perfectly for you. It's great. And that's like if you're running across the whole stage, you read that they're gonna double jump, and then you just clip them with the late reverse nair back air.
Okay, that's really cool. I usually just try to follow up with just a nair. I mean, with just my back air, trying to read it like that. But I guess to add the nair into that would be really helpful. If
you're closer, you can go for the back air and just get late hit back air, double jump back air, because that will combo as well. But yeah. It's really dependent on how much space do you have to work with, how far do you have to run from farther away, then the nair is going to linger longer to punish the habit that you're looking for. Whereas if you're closer, you can just go for weak back air, strong back air, and that's just as good of a kill confirm off the side of the stage, especially on the smaller stages like Smashville.
That's good to know.
Wow. Somehow my dash attack lingered and caught you. It looked like you were about to grab ledge too. With the side B, I think it was.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna snap ledge, but apparently not. I got hit. That was a good one.
That was silly. Actually, a clever trick I can teach you if you didn't already know with the side B, in order to get it to always snap, is a particular spacing that, like, yes, side B does snap ledge, but you can get it to snap frame 1 if you're spaced a specific way. So the way I like to do it is after doing a cargo down throw. Instead of doing like a jump back to ledge up B, I will do a back air to make DK's body like touch the ledge to make sure I have the spacing set up, and then do an immediate side B. So you can back air toward ledge, and then if you side B, it will snap frame 1 if you're low enough.
So are you doing a cargo back throw into the stage? And then
I'm doing this. This is like if I do a cargo down throw to like send someone away. I'm trying to get back to the ledge as fast as possible so that I can set up an edge guard, right, with like more back airs. So I'm just dropping. Maybe I had grabbed someone at like 50-60%, and I know that I'm only going to be able to. I know that they are good at teching the stage. So instead, I'm going to go for positioning and just drop cargo down throw like right around here, and then try to get back to ledge. So instead of like, this is like a way I like to practice it. I use it just in general. Like there are a lot of uses to get the side B snap here. Believe it or not, I am pressing side B here. Normally if I back air and then press up B, you'll have to wait for the animation to come out a little bit. Sometimes you'll even bypass ledge. Whereas if you back air side B, it'll just snap instantly.
I see what you're doing. That's really crazy. I was wondering, because usually I like kind of air dodge back to stage, and I was curious if there was a way we can recover after doing that.
As long as your double jump is like, as long as your body is close enough, you can tap side B and you'll just grab it instantly. If you're too low, you'll die, but you get used to the spacing. You get used to it. And this way we can override like having to do the up B, because again, like if you try to up B at that same spacing, you'll shoot onto stage, but you want to snap right away. Normally to do that, you'd have to back air fast fall up B, which can be a nice stalling mix up. It depends on when you want to get your iframes. Like when do you want to start getting those iframes? But now you have a mix up out of that. You can back air fast fall up B, or you can back air instant side B. And this has a lot more uses than you would think. You can also do it from like pretty far away. Horizontally. Yeah. It's a little tricky, but
I got it a few times, and it was really weird because it didn't feel like I really snapped ledge from doing anything. It kind of just happened.
Yes. I like to do it. Really I like to do it particularly after back air because you're already holding towards stage. And I think it helps somehow. It like helps DK's body shift, like where his foot is, his body becomes after the side B. Like if you space the back air really well on ledge and then just do a side B, like kind of like that, you'll just like kind of snap to it. Like even from like decently far away, it will still work. Yeah, and you might see a little bit of an animation sometimes, but that's what I like to do. Instead of like trying to risk like my up B bypassing ledge or have to do a fast fall into up B, I'll do a cargo down throw, back air, side B, and then just either drop back, drop, do more back airs, double jump back airs, or if I read they're gonna go high, I'll double jump back air, or if they're going mid, drop, double jump back air. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty great doing that, because sometimes I overshoot my up B, and it can really like cost me some like good situations and like my positioning.
Yeah.
And
anything just
really,
to maximize your movement, and while you're in advantage state, like keep your frame advantage like as much as possible. And that's why I like to.
I had no idea you can snap like that. That it's really great. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool little trick. Of course, we know that side B grabs ledge, and this is of course very good too. Side B, hit them on purpose and then grab ledge. That's like one of my favorite ways to use the side B, because now when you get the berry, you get to avoid the cooldown. Once they're buried, you can do, you know, down air if you want. You could do jump pass punch if they're staying buried for a long time. A lot of times you get this berry when they're at like 50, 60 and you know they're gonna mash out. So what I do is I do full jump nair and try to space the back of the nair to hit them off the stage so I can get nair back air. Otherwise, you could just wait for them to pop out. If they're at a high percent, just wait and then back air when they pop out and they die. So you get a lot of really cool little situations from burying them right here. But this one's my favorite. So like bury them and then like full jump nair back air, and then you get like reverse nair back air combo, if not just pressure, and hit them off stage, because the nair lingers longer than back air does. Yeah, it's really all preference.
I've never had a version of doing that in which I sent them back off stage and pressuring them. I usually try to bring them up with the juggle or like push them towards the other side of the stage. So knowing that you can hit like the late part of the back air or like hit them towards the blast zone with the nair is pretty great. I didn't even know you could do that kind of stuff out of that low percent.
Just lately, I've been sticking to the more basic thing too. Like say if you have like, you know, like 30% on them or something, and you side B them, and you know they're gonna mash out, just cover all options, just fair. If they pop out, you hit them away. If they stay in the ground, you bounce them up and get a nice combo. Just keeping it simple at those percents is nice.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to go for. Is like I find the fair is usually good. It's pretty much my go-to for that one. But like off the side of the stage, I'm gonna try to do more of them to push them towards the blast zone.
It really gets you into the feeling of like how people like to mash too. If you have a good idea of like, oh, this is a really fast masher, you probably have to do full jump nair because you're not really gonna get a chance to hit them with anything else. Maybe you can get an up air, and then that just ends the combo right there. But actually, speaking of up air, I've gotten like some really janky, really cool combos. Like sometimes low percent you get down tilt and you're just feeling it and you go down tilt side B. If you have a platform available, you can wait till they pop out and get like it's harder to do on this stage, but you can get like auto cancel landing up air to up air to up air. Like I've done that to people like at the lower percents when you know they're gonna pop out, maybe like 30 or 40. And you have just a good read on their mashing speed. Like you side B, you wait for them to mash out, and then you can get 2 up airs off it with a potential 3rd. You can even just do it without platforms. Just jump and then, you know, up air fast fall, auto cancel, and then just chase with more up airs. Yeah.
No, that's actually pretty cool, because I was working on some things out of Berry, but I never really thought about starting a chain of up airs with the way you just did. That's pretty cool.
Yep, there's a lot of little. There's so much creativity with DK, and that's why he's so much fun. I see other people do things like that I've never seen before that like work really well. Like sometimes they'll side B, bury, and they'll go for like down tilt. They know there's a chance to trip, and they're like, you can time an F smash. They can end up tripping out of it as long as they're still in trip percent, and then you can get an F smash or a giant punch kill out of it. You can go for another side B if you're feeling ballsy and you think they're gonna trip. You can go for a dash grab. You can go for a down tilt trip, grounded up B. You can like drag someone across the entire stage if you get a berry, down tilt, bank on the trip, like run up, I don't even know. Like I've seen some crazy things, but no, all of that, that's where you're starting to like, that's where RNG is factoring in, and I try to take RNG out of the equation when I want to end a stock. So I usually just try to do the most consistent damage instead of going for the down tilt stuff. The down tilt's cool though, because
what you just mentioned about like tripping characters out of like Barry, I've seen this Zero Suit Samus player, DSS Sparta. He came into stream and he was burying people and then hitting people with like the side B and then catching them with like the paralyzer and then burying them again and like doing.
Yes, there are definitely extensions that characters can do. DK, I don't know how viable that is, especially against people with really good mash speed. You have to be extremely close to them to even get a down tilt off, and if you whiff it, it's like, all right, well I just buried them and I got like no damage. So, but yeah. All right, so where we're sitting at right now, how about we rock like a best of 5, and then we'll call it from there. But this has been great. Like I love discussing about DK and stuff like this, and just like sharing ideas, because these are just ideas that have developed over years and years and years. Some of them become more prevalent in Ultimate. Some of them are older ideas that just come back. But there's definitely so many new ways to like push DK in terms of his combo game, his advantage state. Yeah. All right, let's just play it out. It's been a good sesh.
That sounds good to me, man. I've been having a great time, and like I said, you've been showing me a lot that I didn't know was possible in like Ultimate, and this is like my 2nd year playing DK, so this has been really fun, like learning and fighting against you. It's been pretty cool and helped me see a lot and how to handle this matchup now.
Cool, man. All right, let's do it. Wow, that did not work out for me. I did not expect that. I didn't even press a button. I just ran out of invincibility there. That was good.
GG's, man. That was good.
That was good. That was nice.
Nice. Nice one, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to mash out that fast. That was really good.
Yeah, that's something that you'll find against people that either know the DK matchup or it's two things combined. It's I have the anticipation of knowing when I have to mash, which is like, so it happens the most in this matchup, right? So it's when you get cargo grabbed, it's when you get buried. So if I anticipate that happening, there's buffering in this game of at least 10 frames of inputs beforehand. So if you're inputting before it happens, that all counts toward the actual breaking out of the berry.
Snap. I didn't,
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. So, and are you just mashing the buttons, nothing else?
Nope, I'm just rotating the control stick, and that's all you need to do in this game, and it works really
I
well.
haven't been rotating my control stick because I thought I needed to mash my buttons instead, but if that's the case, I'd rather do that.
Yes, and it results in less misinputs too, especially when you're in like Yoshi's Egg and stuff. Like you don't want to be mashing buttons, like you want to just get out of it and then time your up air, like when you pop out to hit him if he's right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't know that at all, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. I have a little bit better mashing than most people, so two things you won't want to do as much as giant punch or forward smash when you bury someone, but you will want to know when the up smash will hit them when they're still buried, because up smash will catch them whether they're buried or if they pop out. So that's why I like to go for the up smash a lot, and you can charge it too.
That was good up B.
Thanks. Yeah, try not to use them unless we get value out of it. Yeah.
I was like blown away that you punched me from like that below the stage, because I usually try to be way more precise with it.
Yeah, it can work out. It can work out. Sometimes jumping with punch onto stage is actually more, if they are expecting it, it's actually worse off for you because they have, like I said, they have more stage to work with to avoid it and punish. Whereas they won't expect if you don't go onto stage and you like are punching and occupying the ledge with that hitbox. It's pretty nice. That one was not intentional, but it can work. It can work out for you if you happen to do it. Yeah.
I feel like I would have gotten that if that didn't happen.
Right, right. Nice, got me. Nice. That's what I mean. I haven't done it at all yet. I haven't done it at all yet, but
Nice.
we finally like just can show an application of it. Being aware of percents. Nice. Oh wow, yeah, that timing, so good. Yeah,
Nice, man. That
Yeah.
was good.
thanks. Yeah, so I tried to, I am honestly trying to apply that up smash into my game way more. It really applies in this matchup particularly because DKs like to space with back air. So if you like have an opportunity to be like, I think he's probably going to try to back air me because that's what DKs do. So you kind of get your shield out. If you catch them with like an unsafe spacing on it, yeah, just point blank, you can just up smash. And I haven't experimented with it enough to see what other aerials it works on, but I'm sure it will work against a lot of characters if they whiff their aerials. Again, it takes that, like, it's almost like they're trying not to cross up, or even if they do try to cross up, you can catch them before they can cross up. So
Yeah, you caught me as soon as like I was unsafe. I knew it was gonna happen because we
Yeah.
mentioned it earlier, and it was
Yeah.
good to see it happen, like in real time, because that's pretty great. I feel like that I'm gonna try to use that more and like get that going into like my play, because it's pretty great of a punish.
yeah, man, I really like your really like delayed perfectly timed second hit down B spikes on ledge, because like I'm waiting for my iframes to run out, and like so that I'm gonna do another action, but like you're catching me. It's like lingering when my iframes run out before, like as soon as they're gone, I'm getting hit like every time. That was a good. I like that.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I feel like people don't like really go for that much as DK. It's a little odd, but it's got pretty good coverage if you like can space it, especially when people just try to wait things out. They don't really think that DK is gonna do that, I guess.
Right. And like they're scared of it too, which is why they're waiting. They don't want to jump or get up and get hit by it because they know they're gonna get comboed into up smash or something afterwards. Or actually, I think it just spikes them if they try to jump. So.
Yeah, if they jump, it's a spike because it catches them. Yep. It's pretty great.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, this was definitely a fun sesh. I'm gonna try to implement those down Bs near ledge. I really only do it once as like conditioning, but like I never thought of just like, you know what? Let me just do it again, because if they're respecting the first one, they're respecting it. So just do it again, and it'll linger and hit them the second time.
You have to respect it, because if you jump and you're at high percent or you're at mid percent and don't have a good recovery, you're pretty much dead. So I like doing it. It's pretty fun, and if you start doing it, that's gonna make me really hyped, because I love seeing other DKs do stuff. You know, I just want people to just play DK overall, because he's just so ridiculous and fun.
Yeah, and like you said, I think we have seen a lot more people picking him up as the game's lifespan grows, so it's very exciting. It's really cool, and yeah, hopefully all the different stuff we talked about like ends up becoming helpful, and like you're able to apply it to your game and stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. I hope we can do this again sometime. I guess they're gonna call it then, right? So,
yeah. I'm moving straight on into another DK session right after this. So
have a good one. I hope you enjoy it.
All right, appreciate it, man. All right, later.